Hi, it's Ronnie and welcome to Ginger's Corner's 3,000 subscriber hop. And one thing she said to use is scraps. Some of my scraps are bigger than others, but they're still scraps. I figure anything less than a 12 by 12 is a scrap. And I'm going to scrap these 3 photos right here. I think I'm going to use this die. I might change my mind. I'm going to use this basket die. And I'm not actually going to use the die because there's some already cut out the color I want. I save them in the back so that if I can use some that's already cut out, I do. I thinking about using that. All I'm planning on using is this. I might use the ears, but then I may not. I hadn't decided yet. The camera. And I'm thinking this bow right here. And probably this smaller leaf branch. And this alpha, because it goes with the yellow I'm using for the other thing. And these scraps. Like I said, some are bigger, some are smaller. And I have punches, I have dies. I'm going to go ahead and punch and cut stuff out, and then I'll be back. I don't even have a base paper here. I'm looking at this. I do not. On this one, I went through different collections and found scraps the same. These are close to my heart, and they're lighter on one side than the other. I'm not going to cut into the circle unless I just have to, but I plan on using the darker yellow. So, since we are supposed to be using scraps, I decided that I was going to do some paper piecing and some punch art. And the first thing I'm making is a bunny rabbit to go in the basket. And I used a 1 1/4 inch punch circle. And then that's the top of a heart that I'm putting on there now. And I'm just going to trim around the circle so that it matches. And I'm making my bunny pink. I'm using it's a confetti punch from Martha Stewart, and I'm using one of the smaller hearts for the nose. And then this other piece here is holly. I punched it out in a darker pink, and I'm just going to cut the top part off. I went ahead and punched the whole thing so I wouldn't have to have the punch over here again. There was a lot of punches laying here. I had to get rid of some. I am just going to put it underneath the little heart nose for the mouth. Now, the plan is to make the bunny look like she's stuck down in the basket. So I decided to make the eyes kind of soulful, like she's sad because she can't get out. And I used the teardrop punch for the eyes. And I am just tucking the bottom edge of the teardrop underneath the cheekbones there. I punched out 4, I think it is 1, 2, yeah, 4 of the ovals, 1 inch ovals, and 2 of the 1 inch eggs. And I put 1 oval in the darker pink, and then I have, I think that's the egg one. And then I have the oval to go behind it in the lighter pink so that you can see it just a little bit of an edge of the lighter pink on each side where the egg gets a little smaller, so it's down at the bottom. And then I put 2 more ovals on top. Now, when I cut out that basket, I saved that center part so I could put it behind my bunny rabbit. Could I find that thing? No. I looked right where I thought I put it. It wasn't there. So I'm going to fill in with some grass. And I just used the grass punch to cut it, but then I hand cut it longer. And then I'm going to need just a little bit more, and I'm just going to hand cut the whole thing on them. I used the largest flower punch that I have, and it's kind of ruffled looking. That's what I'm going to call it. And I cut out 2 feet, and I'm going to use 2 of the larger hearts from the confetti punch. for the sole of the foot. It's not going to go all the way down or anything, but part of the foot's going to be hid anyway, so I think it'll be okay. And then I'm going to use 1/8 inch punch circles to go like where the toes are at. And I'm going to put like a drop of glue on the glass plate and just pick them up with the piercing tool and put them on there. The ink I'm using on the bunny rabbit is saltwater taffy. And I'm going to make a mistake in a minute. Y'all will see me put the lids on wrong because I am going to have scattered straw out there too. And when I take the lid off, then I'm going to use the wrong ink. But it's okay. I went ahead and let it go because I figured I make mistakes when I color eggs anyway. So it was an egg that I messed up on. For the hand of the bunny, I'm using a small EK Success flower, and this one just has kind of like scallops going around. It don't have petals that are long. The one that's got the petals that are long that is tiny, I'm going to use for the little chicken's feet. But I'm using the other one for the hands on the bunny rabbit, and they're just going to look like they're holding on. And to kind of cover the space, since I couldn't find that piece that I lost, I decided to go ahead and punch out another 1 1/4 inch circle and put it for part of the body, and then I will be tucking in the grass on each side. I'll probably find that piece when I least expect it, and it might have got turned over, and it is some older paper, and it is white on the back. So I could have just totally overlooked it if that had happened. But the grass here, I'm just cutting like, I think it's like 3 blades of grass for each side, and I'm just going to tuck them in there to fill in that spot, and I'll be a lot happier when I get that done. I'm going to put the bow up on the top of the handle, and it has like a blank spot right there in the middle, so I'm just going to put one of the larger hearts there too. The body of the chicken is the head of the deer die that I showed earlier, only I'm turning it upside down. And then I took the dragonfly punch and cut off the wings and made feathers sticking up on the top of his head. And oh, here I forgot to ink this, so I'm going ahead and ink in my basket. I thought it needed a little bit, and I had the ink out anyway, so I just went ahead and inked it while I was thinking of it because in no time I could forget to do it. I took one of the Martha Stewart punches for the uh, wings, and so they're kind of going to look like funny little wings instead of bigger wings like, maybe it should have had on this little bird. But since it's so short, chubby, and fat, I wanted cute little funny looking wings instead. So I put the butterfly on each side, and the only half of the butterfly is going to show as the wings. I took and cut a small square, and then I cut it in half to make 2 triangles, and I made the mouth of the little guy, and I kind of offset them because I like to do that. So I offset them, and then I mentioned earlier that I might punch out. Goodness, I don't even remember what I mentioned I might punch out. But, oh, the ears. I might punch out the ears, but I didn't. Instead, I punched out the eyes so I could have oval eyes on that little guy. I'm showing the drippy goo punch, Martha Stewart drippy goo. And I cut a strip, and I'm just going to glue all these eggs along there. And then I'm going to fussy cut around the tops of them so that they'll look like eggs that's been dipped in color. And I'm going to do them one at a time. I'm just going to clip them off and just fussy cut around them. I did a few already in the yellow, so I'm doing these in the pink, so I'll have at least 2 colors on there. And I had a variety of eggs to start with. I think the most I made of any egg is 3 because I wanted a variety to go in the grass. And I hate it when my voice is off from the computer's video part, but it looks like it might be for this video because, yeah, so sorry that it is. But anyway, this is the Echo Park camera, and I just paper pieced it together. It's super easy one to put together. It don't have very many parts at all, and I wanted it on the layout. I went ahead and put this together. I used a strip off that front cover of that paper pad so I could have a variety of colors down there at the bottom. And then I cut out the grass several times. Well, punched it out because it is a grass punch. And I went ahead and put them on there because I wasn't sure how far up I needed to go and still have room for tucking of the eggs and stuff. And so I went ahead and did them as I went so I know when to stop and not make too many. Well, I would have run out of uh, paper anyway because I was using that scrap and it was getting pretty close to running out. Well, you can see how much is left over there on the right, that thick. I could have maybe cut one more out, but these worked pretty good. And instead of cutting out the chicken wire in a gray or silver or anything, I did it in a light blue to stick with the Easter colors. I wanted to do it in the blue plaid that was a light blue and a darker blue, so it'd have different colors in it, but my scrap wasn't big enough. And I thought, I'll just go ahead and do it in this other scrap instead. And I tucked the basket in the grass, and now I'm tucking the little bird into the grass. And since I got several layers of grass, I started tucking the eggs in, and then I thought, oh, I forgot to put any border on this, well, the front of that paper pad. Rainbow. I'll call it the rainbow. And so I used another punch and I got it laying over there to the right to make a border. And the reason it's so long is because I planned on putting one picture there and changed my mind and decided to put 2. I didn't have enough for 12 inches anyway. And so now I got extra I might be able to use on a card. But yeah, I put the 2 down there. I had a hard time making up my mind, trying to figure out where to put stuff and still get everything I had in my head to use. But I fussy cut out some, well, not fussy cut, freehand cut some clouds. I had a set that I've used for years and I couldn't find it and was too impatient to keep looking in my stencil thing. They probably got stuck in between something else. And I told myself when I would be not busy making a layout, I needed to go in there and put all those things in individual little plastic sleeves because I had the one from that sunray the other day and I didn't have it in anything. And I thought, man, how would I know I got all the pieces when I go to pull it out? I'll be digging back in there if I don't get them all. So, yeah, I'm thinking I'll do that. And then that way I'll have my clouds a lot easier to find. I put my title on there and I use that die set and it says Mastering the Art of the, and then in those stickers with the glitter, egg hunt. And then I have those little, well, it's Nouveau drops, and I put them on some glue dots and I scattered them around the layout. But that's it, that's my layout. Make sure you go congratulate Ginger on her 3,000 subbies, which is totally awesome. And check everybody else out. Their links will be down there below and see what they created with their scraps. And yeah, check everybody out and have lots of fun on the hop. And yeah, find out ways to use your scraps. But if you leave a comment below, I'll try to get back with you. And if you like the video and hit a thumbs up, I'd appreciate it. And if you are not subscribed to my channel, I would love to have you subscribe. And those of you already are, thank you so very much. But I hope you all have a happy, scrappy week. Have fun on the hop. Don't forget, Ginger's links down there first. Bye.